Hi, this video is to explain everything that you should need to know in order to get started managing your databases with the OurRoots database management system for genealogy societies. So when you come to db.ourroots.org, the first thing you'll need to do is to register. Okay, if this is your first time, you're going to click on sign up and then sign in with your name and password or with Google. I've already registered, so I'm just going to click log in. Now, as soon as you register, you'll automatically become an editor in the Sandbox Genealogy Society. And the Sandbox is a playground that anybody can access just to kind of try out the site. So we're going to click on that. Okay. Now, I want to demonstrate uploading a census and making that searchable. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to click on categories, and I've got a category for cemeteries and for vital records, but not for census. So I'm going to create a new category. Okay, now I've got my category, and I'm going to create a collection inside that category. The collection is kind of the heart of OurRoots. It's where you tell the computer about your spreadsheets. Okay, so I'm going to give this collection a name, and I'm going to call this the Crystal Cove Census. And that is going to be in the census category. Now, I'm going to say that this is a public collection, but if I wanted to, I could say it's members only, or it's publicly searchable, but you have to be a member in order to see any media, any pictures associated with this with this collection. Okay, what location does the collection cover? It covers Crystal Cove. Now here is where you're going to be doing the most work. You've got to enter in each of the spreadsheet columns that you have, and you have to tell the computer what to do with that column. So the first column that I have in my spreadsheet I've called household. And I'm not going to index that column. That's going to be used later in order to tell the computer how the members of a household are tied together. This is like a household number. And so the next one would be surname, and that's going to be the principal's surname. I also have my third column is given, and I call it given in my spreadsheet, but I really would like to be a little bit clearer and say that that's given name in the record details, and I'm going to index that as given name. My next column in my spreadsheet is relationship to head. And this is where, I'm not going to index this, but this is where we're going to tell the computer how the people in the family, in that household, in the census are related. Are they a child of the head, a spouse of the head, something like that? Okay, this is gender, and I'm not going to index that either. And then we have a residence date. Okay, I'm going to index that under residence date. And I have a residence. And I hope you can see from this that you can index pretty much anything you want. And I haven't had a need in the census to talk about relatives because they're going to be indexed with that relationship to head column. But if I had, say, a marriage record that had a spouse and a father of the bride and a father of the groom, then I could index those people in here as well. Okay, so that's residence place. Finally, I've got a couple more. Image. I have an image column in my spreadsheet that specifies, that specifies the image file name that I want to show when people are looking at that row's record details. So there's that. And then finally, attribution. And I won't index that either. Okay, so that's it for my columns. Now I come down here and I say, okay, the column containing the image file names is image. And here's, for censuses, here's that census household information. So the household number is in that household column. This is the relationship to head. And this is my gender column. In addition, if I wanted to, I could give a citation template. And here I can even reference these column names. So I could say, actually, let's do something a little bit better. Given surname found in Crystal Cove census. Okay. And then it will pick up the given name and the surname from the record and make a nice little citation template. You can put whatever you want in here. Okay, finally, I'm going to save these changes. And it says my collection's been created. So now it's finally time for me to upload data. So I'm going to create a new post. And I'm going to call this post Scooby-Doo. And it's going to be in the Crystal Cove census because that's where they live. And I'm not going to worry about these custom metadata fields right now. Just going to click Save. Okay, now I can import my data. And I'm going to pick my spreadsheet, my CSV file, right there, and start the upload. And that goes pretty quick. Okay, next I want to upload my images. So I need to take all of my images and I need to put them together in one big zip file, and then I can upload that zip file. Okay. Start the upload. This takes a little bit longer. Okay, and that's successful as well. Okay, now it says the records have been loaded and the images are still loading. So I'm going to click refresh on my screen here. And everything's been loaded. I can look at it. Let's see how it looks. Oh, yep, it looks like things came together pretty well. Let's take a look at Shaggy here. And there's his little picture. And here are some of his family members there. Okay, that looks pretty good. Now let's go back. So I'm pretty happy with this. If I wasn't happy, I could replace the data. I could replace the images. A year later, if I wanted to come along and add more information, I could replace the data there, or I could create a new post for that collection as an addendum and just add more data. But when I'm finally ready, when I feel good about this, I hit publish. And now that is the thing that makes it searchable. So then you could go to your members could go to your society's website, and using the WordPress plugin that we've created, they could search that collection that you've just published. Right there, it says it's published. So it is immediately searchable. If you ever find that you make a mistake or you want to unpublish it for something, you can come down here and unpublish. These last two items, users, you can have multiple people in your society have rights to edit, upload records here. You can invite new people to come. These aren't like record searchers. These are like volunteers who are going to be administering your database. And that's it in a nutshell. If you have any questions, you can come back to the homepage here. There's a Facebook group, knowledge base, and a support desk. We'd love to hear from you. Thanks, and happy genealogy.